This is the Asus RT-AXE7800 Wi-Fi 6E router. So in my video, I'm gonna show you what comes in its box. I'm gonna also tell you about its ports, its specifications, and I'm gonna talk about its build quality. And believe me, you don't want to miss the build quality chapter because it has some important information that you should be aware of. And most importantly, I'm gonna be performing a series of tests on it to see if it brings me added value as opposed to my faithful RT-AX3000 Asus router also that I've been using since 2 years now. So the series of tests I'm gonna be doing are file copy test, and then internet speed test, and range tests. So let's start first by showing you what comes in its box. Let's open the box. So this is everything you get in the box. You have some documentation, the power adapter, an Ethernet cable, and the router. And the build quality is really top notch. You feel it like it's heavy and sturdy and everything is well assembled. Now for the cables, you have the adapter and you have the Ethernet cable. The adapter is 6 feet tall, which is very good. And the output of the adapter is 12 volt, 3 amps. And for the Ethernet cable, it is 5 feet and it is only Cat 5e. So this works for the 1 gigabits per second speed, but if you have an internet speed of 2.5 gigabits per second, this cable will not work. You'll need to get another Ethernet cable that is Cat 6 or more, and it's a shame from Asus that they give you a router capable of 2.5 gigabit speed, but they give you a cable that is limited to 1 gigabits per second. Let me show you the ports of this router. You have a USB 3.0 port. You have a 2.5 gigabits per second Ethernet port that can work as LAN or WAN port, and another one also that can work as LAN or WAN port, and it is 1 gigabits per second. You have 3 dedicated LAN ports that are 1 gigabits per second each, and you can aggregate the LAN 2 port with the 1 gigabits per second LAN 1 port, either for a WAN connection or for a LAN connection. On the back of the router, you have a WPS button, you have a reset button, on-off button, and these holes here are if you want to put the router on the wall. The specs of this router are excellent. It has a CPU that is 1.7 GHz quad-core. The RAM is 256 megabytes flash RAM plus 512 megabytes DDR4 RAM. So being a Wi-Fi 6E router, it has on top of the 2.4 GHz band and the 5 GHz band, the 6 GHz band that works also with a 160 MHz channel, and it has 7 new 160 MHz channels, and this is very important to avoid interference. It has an aggregate speed of 7800 megabits per second, and because it has 3 bands, you can create up to 9 guest networks on it, 3 networks on each band, and also it has all the features that you are used to in Asus routers like AiProtection, VPN Fusion, OpenVPN server and client, OFDMA, MuMimo, Parental control, and so on and so forth. Just before performing the speed test, if you're liking this video so far, consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a thumbs up. And also, if you want to check out this router, I'm gonna leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. If you make a purchase using my link, I will gain a small percentage, but this is at no cost to you and this will support my channel. So now let's go and perform the tests. The first test I'm doing is copying a large file from my PC to another PC, and both PCs connected to the Wi-Fi network, and my PC is connected with Wi-Fi 6E when I used the RT-AXE7800 router. And you notice that the AXE7800 is almost double the speed of the AX3000, so it's copying the file at an approximate speed of 80 megabytes per second, whereas the AX3000 is copying the file at an approximate speed of 45 megabytes per second. The next test I'm doing is an internet speed test. I have an internet speed download of 120 megabits per second and upload 20 megabits per second. And here, without any load on the internet, both routers are giving the same speed and the full potential of my internet connection. So now I loaded my internet with 3 TVs streaming 4K videos and also a PC downloading a very large file, and you see here that the AXE7800 copes better with this load, especially because the PC that I'm performing the internet speed test on is connected to the 6 GHz band on this AXE router, whereas the AX3000 also gives a good speed, but not as good as the AXE router. So I used my iPhone to perform the range test. My iPhone doesn't have Wi-Fi 6E, so I connected it with Wi-Fi 6 to both routers. I live in an apartment building and I went out of my apartment and started walking in the hallway, and both routers kept the connection until the 50 yards mark, and they cut after 50 yards. But the only difference is that the AX3000 was still giving 14 megabits per second download speed at 50 yards, whereas the AXE7800 was giving only 2.9 megabits per second at the 50 yards mark. As a conclusion, I'm gonna say that this Asus RT-AXE7800 Wi-Fi 6E router is an excellent router. Now the question is, should you upgrade to this router if you already have an Asus Wi-Fi 6 router? It all depends on the devices you have and if they can connect to the 6 GHz band that the Wi-Fi 6E provides. If your devices don't have the Wi-Fi 6E capabilities, you can wait to upgrade because they will not benefit fully from the capabilities of this AXE router. Now, if you have a Wi-Fi 5 router or you're planning on purchasing a new router, definitely get this AXE Wi-Fi 6E router because it is future-proof. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions and all your comments. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm Eloy from Knowledge Sharing Tech. See you in the next video.